Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we are going to be talking about taking your L's, taking losses, right? And how important this is, how important it is to personally take a loss. Just take the loss, all right? I think this is really important. All right, so let's get into this. So, the world has been reshaped. We don't live in the same world we did. There's a new history hinge, right? February 23rd, one world. February 23rd, 2022, one world. A delightful world of luxury and hope, right? February 24th, dark world filled with a lot of fear. Fear that we're going to be able to ever get anything back. Fear that we won't be creating a new thing, which is called a warm war. We all know what a hot war is. We all know what a cold war is. I think we're going into a warm war, right? And the world has just fundamentally changed, right? And so I'm thinking about myself, like, what do I do? How do I change? How do I move forward, right? And I'm really, a lot of people are like, oh, Scott, you're fear-mongering. If you think I'm afraid, you're 100% right. I have fears, right? I have people I care about. I care about myself. And I really fear that unchecked villainy is not a good formula for the future, right? And I have great fears that unchecked global villainy is being permissioned and rubber stamped right now. And I have a lot of fear about that. So, and also, I said this before, and I'm going to say it to you guys again. When I started going into this content, I released you. If any of you, right, like, I remember 9/11. After a week after that, I shut it off. I was like, I can't take this anymore, right? Like, it was horrendous, right? And that wasn't a fear I had. It was just a sickness. It was a sickness that had come over me, right? And so, one, go get the content you want. If this isn't the content you want, don't feel, no one's holding you here, right? Go fill your heart and your mind with what you need right now, right? I love every American out there, and honestly, this channel is only for Americans, but I love every human on this planet except one right now. And so, yeah, and hey, Jesus said I should extend my love even to Vladimir Putin. I am in defiance of Jesus today, unfortunately. I can't extend my love to him right now. The image of a Mariupol mother and her unborn child is burned in my brain, and I cannot extend my love to Vladimir Putin today, right? But go get the content you want if this isn't it. Okay, I know this is a hard journey, and I appreciate everybody's patience, but I don't want to hold you here if this isn't for you, all right? Just letting you know that, all right? I want my content to be for the people who enjoy it, right? And if you aren't enjoying this, go find a channel that you enjoy. There are lots of channels. There really are, right? And one is out there for you. All right, okay. All right, so let's talk about this. So basically, one of the things I'm thinking about is, how do I go forward, right? And, because it's hard. It's hard to get up in the morning and just do the thing, right? Because we've lost so much, and there's so little hope that we're going to get any of it back, right? And so I just, so I'm like, well, how do I step forward, right? And I think I have found the path, and it is taking losses, right? So what taught this to me? Well, the film Cheaper by the Dozen 2, right? Which starred Steve Martin. So I'm a huge fan of the Cheaper by the Dozen series. I did not see the play. I did not see the 1950s film. I'm a massive fan of the 2003 Cheaper by the Dozen. I'm a massive fan of the 2005 Cheaper by the Dozen 2. And I'm a massive fan of the movie Cheaper by the Dozen 2022, which frankly I think is better than the 2003 and better than the 2005 for one reason. It shows an inclusive American family. It shows a mixed race family. And while I love the Cheaper by the Dozen 1 and Cheaper by the Dozen 2 movies, hashtag Oscar so white is a little bit apropos, right? But I love these films, and they should have done a better job with that, but it's still within our American lexicon, and I hope, and going forward in the future, we can completely Zack Snyder these films and put in more diversity in the 2003 and 2005. Okay, all right. So, but I just watched the 2005 Cheaper by the Dozen 2, and there's a great lesson for us right now in it, right? So Tom Baker is the father, and Kate Baker is his wife. And he has two, I think they're kindergarten age, maybe first grade, but I'm going to say kindergarten age. Two kindergarten age redheaded twins in it, and they are Nigel and Kyle Baker. Okay, so the great Cheaper by the Dozen 2 movie has an American treasure, Eugene Levy. If you haven't seen all 6 seasons of Schitt's Creek, get over there. It's fantastic. And Eugene Levy is he's an American treasure, right? And so he's in this, and he plays the rival father, the Murtaugh. His name is Murtaugh. I forget his first name. And so he is the rival father to Tom Baker, and he challenges Tom Baker to a family-on-family competition on the lake, right? And so all week, Tom Baker is training his family to defeat the Murtaugh family in this lake competition, right? Well, Tom Baker does something comedic, which is not actually funny at all, and he messes up this really special moment for his elementary-age daughter. And what he does is so egregious, like he really harms her socially, right? And he just screws up as a father. Like he just really puts his foot in it and drops the ball for one of his kids. And I'll tell you right now, as a father, like, these movies resonate really clearly for me, right? Because I'm a father, right? And this is the structure of my life, right? Obey God first, right? Love my wife second, and then be the best possible father I can be. Like that's my whole life, man. Like it's everything that is important to me, right? And so, and I've been here where you just like cock it 6 ways to Sunday, right? Like you just screw it up royally, right? So Tom Baker's been studying all week, right? To he's been training his whole family this week to beat the Murtaughs, right? Well, what he does against his daughter is so egregious that the whole family gets upset with him and says, "We don't forgive you," right? And the timing of it is so that the next morning everybody wakes up, they're still angry with him, and Tom Baker has to get his family. He goes, to each room, and he's like, "Get up. We're going to the to beat the Murtaughs." And the only people who will come with him, no one will come with him except Nigel and Kyle Baker, his 2 kindergarten age sons, right? And so Tom takes Nigel and Kyle to go battle against the Murtaughs. The Murtaughs have 8 people, right? In their family, total of 8. So he has himself a 50-year-old father, right, and 2 kindergarten kids, right, to beat an entire family with college kids and everybody. A united husband and father and a united family. All the children are there, right? You know what Tom does? He takes Nigel and Kyle and he goes to take his L. He goes to take his loss, right? He knows he's going to lose, right? But he just puts on his pants. He puts on, and he doesn't even put on a smile. He just does the thing. He gave his word that he was going to compete against the Murtaughs, and he takes his 2 boys, kindergarten-age boys, to defeat a team of 8. He doesn't quit. He doesn't whine that he's going to lose. He just goes to take his L. And I'll tell you right now, I'm down, man. I'm down here, and I'm down here. I'm feeling it. I'm hurt right now. And half the thoughts in my head are, unpleasant, and half the feelings in my heart are unpleasant, right? And I'm not at 100%, right? And I don't really, honestly, there are days where I don't feel like showing up, right? Like where I just don't, for anybody, not for my wife, not for my kids, not for anything, right? Not for my friends, but, and I know there are days where I'm just not going to be able to do the thing, right? I'm going to take the L, right? But I think right now, more than anything, get up, move forward, take the L, take the loss, take the loss. Taking the loss, being there and being defeated in any task you have is a win because you didn't not show up and you didn't give up, right? You take the loss. And I think right now we're going into a day where a lot of Americans are about to take losses, right? Are positioned to take losses. And I am telling you, all right, I'm a gamer, and so I'm connected to a lot of people who game, right? And I will tell you right now, I really don't see this in the young women of America, but I see this in the young men all over. Young men just not willing to take the L, not showing up, not going to the competition, staying home, putting on their PJs, doing whatever they're going to do, right? And you got to get up. You got to get in position. You got to do the thing and take your L. It's important. It's important. It's how we don't, not giving up, showing up every day and taking the L is important. It's important. Well, that's my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.